What up, everybody? Welcome into the Pot at the Palace watch along. We got Arkansas and South Carolina getting ready to tip off here. A huge game for the Razorbacks. It's on SEC Network. I'm Curtis Ferguson, joined by Andrew Ellis, and we're here to hang out. So welcome. We'll have some breakdowns, some analysis, some chit chat, but make sure you get your chats in. And if you got questions about what's going on, throw them our way and we'll answer them. John Calipari's rocking a nifty looking jacket. I don't know who that is beside him. Kenny Payne. He's got a little throwback action on too. The suit game is solid. What do you think about the Razorbacks game today, Andrew? How are we feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good. I feel like the Hogs are going to win this game, which, by the way, I see some people in the chat already pointing out Arkansas is now an underdog heading into this matchup. I guess a point and a half, depending on where you look. They were favored by as many as 2.5 yesterday. So that's, 3 or 4 points may not sound like a big deal to the casual fan, but if you're in the betting world, like that's never a good sign. That's something you don't see often, a 4-point swing basically overnight. I think Adu Thero being confirmed out, which we mostly expected. Maybe that had something to do with it, but I definitely think this is going to be a game that we've been talking about for weeks. Arkansas, You can't watch out. Don't slip on the banana peel here. And it's a very clear and obvious banana peel. South Carolina is not going to be easy to put away at home despite their record. But I think the Hogs can win ugly here, and that's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, it was an ugly first possession for the Razorbacks on offense there. They didn't get a shot off and turned it over at the end of the shot clock. No Adu Thero today for the Razorbacks. No Boogie Flan. As we know, a dunk for South Carolina to open the game. Carter Knox just got big boyed in there. But the same starters for the Razorbacks in this one: DJ Wagner, John L. Davis, Carter Knox, Trevin Brazile, and Big Z. So Razorbacks down 2-0 here out of the gates. And they looked a little bit, clunky there on that first possession and the second possession, but no, you got to miss 3 by Trevin Brazile there. So here we go. We got a DJ Wagner turnover and a wide open miss 3. So it's your typical Arkansas start to a game that drives everybody nuts. So welcome everyone. We're glad you're here.
You're just overlooking the pump fake slip floater that Carter Knox had. We're not going to include that in the rundown.
Did that happen?
I don't know if it was he kind of threw the ball up trying to get a foul.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was kind of surprised he didn't get the foul call there. So
yeah, that's the right mentality in this game. Try to get fouled. If South Carolina runs that play against Arkansas, the try to get fouled play, Arkansas is going to be in trouble.
And a turnover by Big Z. South Carolina is really, really pressuring Arkansas out of the gates earlier. They're in their shorts. Sometimes when that happens, especially early in games, I know you're trying to get into a flow in your offense and everything and run your stuff. If they're going to press you like that, drive by them. Just put on the deck and drive right by them. That's the best way to beat pressure, is to attack it. There's another lob over the top of Big Z here, and Nick Pringle is on his way to an 80-point game. Nick Pringle, one of the worst offensive players in the SEC. He was at Alabama. He is at South Carolina. He's got 2 buckets in the paint to get us started. So how do you get a lob over the top of a 7-2 guy?
That easily, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. What is it about DJ Wagner's starts to games here recently? He just looks really all kinds of out of sorts.
Yeah.
Falling around on the ground. This is the exact type of start I didn't want to see Arkansas have.
Nothing Arkansas is doing on offense is easy right now, and that includes literally just dribbling anywhere, making any pass. South Carolina's they're contesting everything.
Yep.
We'll see how long the Gamecocks can keep that up.
Yeah. Contested long 2 missed by Carter Knox, who can't get separation against his man. So we've seen better 3-minute stretches from the Razorbacks.
This is one of those stretches you're expecting it to say Arkansas scoreless for the last whatever. But
so Nick Pringle gets a lob over the top of Big Z and finishes, and then he posts him up and goes to work on him and gets an and 1. Nick Pringle, ladies and gentlemen, the worst offensive player in college basketball, and he's beating Arkansas right now 6-0. So here we go. Unbelievable.
Does Jonas Adu come in like immediately?
I'd bring him in. I mean, that Arkansas is getting just pushed around physically right now. You can't afford to have Z get a second foul so early. And and Jonas is already in, by the way. Z's not doing anything offensively. Like, he's turning it over and falling down every time he tries to take a step. So not a great start. They just need a bucket and settle in here. 6-0 though, South Carolina.
Yeah. Luckily, South Carolina offensively, it's not like they're going to set a super high tempo that Arkansas can't match up with.
There's a bucket, DJ.
That's
Nice
good
little
stuff.
runner there from Wagner, which is good to see. There's John.
As ugly as this 3 minutes has been, now you're down 4.
Yeah.
And there he is.
Hello, Mr. John.
Oh, hey guys, what'd I miss?
You missed Nick Pringle going on. He's already set his career high in scoring. So,
Oh man, my favorite type of game that I couldn't wait to see. Great, man.
Yeah. Well, sloppy start definitely for Arkansas, man.
They're just dead set on doing this, aren't they?
Yeah. But there is no shutout, as Squealy Dan says. So.
Also, John Doe says, are we just going to forget that Big Z is hurt? Probably played hurt all season. He's definitely been banged up at times during the season, but like, is he any more hurt today than he's been during all of SEC play when he's been playing really well?
Right. So he literally was holding his back every possession in overtime and wound up dominating Texas single-handedly, but we're just going to give him a pass for getting absolutely abused for 3 minutes by Nick Pringle just now.
Yeah, he was super physical on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get beat by a guy named after a chip. I mean,
no,
let's be honest.
No, exactly. And once he pops, the fun don't stop. So,
oh, jeez.
They look like they've got they don't have their game legs under them yet.
I forgot Nelly was out there until he just caught the ball.
Yeah.
Huge foul call.
John Doe is crazy because sometimes he's the biggest Razorback hater on the planet when he's in our chat, and then now he's just trying to give him a pass. Listen, a lot of teams played on Wednesday, and then they're playing on Saturday. A lot of teams have injuries. A lot of teams have short rotations. Arkansas is playing the last place team in the conference with an opportunity to essentially all but lock their NCAA tournament status. They got to wake up. You're 4 minutes into the game, whatever, but not a good start.
I mean, Carter Knox is another guy you could say, well, I mean, he got hurt in practice on Tuesday, was probable Wednesday, and so like, should we just should he just not play either? Because if you're not going to play Z and you're not going to play Knox, you have 5 players left in your rotation. That's just what you're going to have to play with for 40 minutes, I guess. So I mean, I understand like everyone is banged up, like it's valid, but we could kind of do that game with every single player on the roster. I mean, we're in game 15, game 16 of SEC play. You know, it's March. We sleep in May.
Exactly.
It's not time to whine about our boo-boos.
He wasn't hurt enough to be on that injury report.
Which we know coaches never lie about those. So
yeah. Arkansas has only taken 3 shots here in the first 4 minutes of basketball. 3 turnovers early. That's what you don't like to see. South Carolina is not a team that really forces a bunch of them. But Z, DJ, and Trevin all have 1. The only points for South Carolina has come from a guy that really doesn't score for him, Nick Pringle, in the post there. South Carolina is averaging 65 points a game in SEC play, you know? Mm-hmm. So if Arkansas just kind of settles in here on the offensive end, I think they're going to be all right.
Yeah, the turnovers there being the key because, like, in a game like this, that's likely we've all kind of expected it to be in that 65, 62 ugly range. You can't turn the ball over. And you can miss a ton of shots and be fine, and then hope you don't get killed on the boards. You'd like Eric Musselman said all the time. We'll take a missed shot over a turnover all time, any possession down the floor. Yeah, no doubt. Caden says we were talking to Andrew right before we went live. He says maybe losing close to South Carolina on the road will bump us up. That's the precedent that's been set. You know, like that's exactly what Texas was able to do. So if Arkansas drops this one, they might be in a better spot after all. If Arkansas wins, they might be a damn 6 seed.
Make it make sense.
I mean, seriously.
I love John's suit. John Calipari, not Neighbors.
Yeah.
Although John is
John solid. I mean,
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
John didn't want to wear the pins today. You know, we're wearing pins today.
Yeah, well, this was just something I'm wearing until I have to turn into my Mardi Gras outfit and then turn back into my Razorback outfit. So I'm all over the place today.
What we got? Let's see. Brandon is in. He says, "Good afternoon from Columbia. Are you at the game physically, or are you just chilling in Columbia watching?"
Maybe he means Columbia, Missouri.
Boo.
Yeah, it could be. Oh gosh.
Jessica Davis, where's that at? Where'd it go? Yeah, she said it's only noon. I had to crack open a beer already to watch this game.
Yeah.
I'm
That kind
fueled
of
by
day.
Red Bull right now. So
Out of curiosity, just to see, like, I'm sure you guys established this. Like, where are you guys at in the game?
They just hit a 3 to make
they
it
just
9-2.
hit a 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're all on the same page then. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's
We're
go
in the
ahead and
bad
get your
part.
asses beat by 30 today, boys. Wake up. Goodness gracious.
You got to give it to South Carolina. They've certainly got a lot to play for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, dude, they're getting game film on their transfer portal film. Like, they gotta look good doing it.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, this looks like a completely different team. They look tired. I mean,
Yeah. This is a quick turnaround game.
Yeah, heavy legs, wake up.
Billy Richmond with what was that, like his third or fourth 3-point attempt of the year?
Yeah. Yeah, and so
many.
Billy Richmond has now shot 2 basketballs from 17 feet or further out, which is exactly what you want to see.
That's always when you know your offense is clicking on the road, is when Billy Richmond's taking pull-up jumpers.
This is
South
pathetic.
Carolina's making
John
threes.
is ahead of us, so we know every time something.
Sorry. Try to keep it together here.
Well, I'm glad we all came together to watch this beatdown.
Yeah, this is what I wanted.
Family, so
they don't call him John Pokerface. We're gonna be knowing what's going on. Oh, offensive foul on that? I think you got to let the kids play, ref.
Yeah.
Let us play poorly, but let us play.
So stupid.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Arkansas is going to settle in eventually and play okay, but I just feel like they're not built to overcome a huge deficit with their current status.
Nope.
And it's got to start on defense. A lot of dudes standing straight up. Yeah, undisciplined stuff there from DJ. Like, why even leave your feet? Z, why would you ever leave your feet on the perimeter? You know, like, come on. And we're not even 7 minutes into the game, and we're doing the Jonas and Z together thing.
That's a huge play from Adu, hey?
Yeah, not too
Did he successfully knock it off of that boy?
I think he might have.
How about that? After a pull-up DJ Wagner 3 early in the shot clock.
Like, with what we've seen so far, it makes you wonder, like, you just need a bucket to get the lid off. Like, where do you go? You know?
Man.
Well, Nelly Davis, has he attempted a shot officially? I know he got the offensive foul call earlier. Maybe one attempt?
No, he hasn't. Billy's 0 for 2, DJ 1 of 2, and Trevin and Knox are the other guys who missed shots. Arkansas has 6 freaking turnovers.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pathetic.
They have more turnovers than shot attempts, and now Jonas is limping around going back to the bench. So now you have 6.
That was a decent rotation from Jonas, honestly.
Yeah.
It was crazy seeing how, like, Arkansas was a 1.5 favorite, and then they're not. It's flipped on a dime.
Yeah.
Another turnover.
7 turnovers.
Cal may kill somebody. He may sacrifice somebody in this one.
Yeah, and in the last couple games, Arkansas has been forcing turnovers a little bit more. Like against Missouri, Arkansas turned the ball over like 14, 15 times, but they forced like 18 turnovers.
Right.
It's all one-way traffic right now, except for there you go.
Yeah, I mean, South Carolina is good for it. They average over 14 turnovers a game. So you would figure, dog alert.
Who?
I'm already depressed.
That was as good of a look as this Arkansas offense is going to create all day.
2 points in 8 minutes. I mean, what? It's exactly what we talked about yesterday too. Where like the last thing you want is after the game where Cal's going, we had 3 wide open. We missed the wide open ones. They look half speed defensively. What a party.
Yeah, no,
this sucks.
Honestly, it was a bad tone setter doing an A&M game because we knew that game was going to be disgusting and ugly no matter what.
Yeah, just smoked layup by Z. I mean, this is pitiful, man.
Down 16-2 against the, what are they, 1-14 as of today?
Mm-hmm.
And they are a dangerous 1-4. They're as good of a 1-14 team as you'll see. I'm wondering what the odds makers saw when the line moved. If they just saw Arkansas get off the plane and they were like, "Whoa, these guys' body language just not good." Everyone was limping coming off the plane or something.
Yeah, I mean, what in the world?
So glad I'm going to judge the Mardi Gras parade instead of watching this crap.
That'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, you know, when I talked about the first 8 minutes the other day, I felt like whichever team won it would win the game because it's like both teams are in a position where they could kind of talk themselves into quitting. For Arkansas, you've won a couple games. You've really helped your NCAA tournament resume. You've got some big games coming up. It's going to be pretty easy for them down to a 7-man rotation with some of those guys being banged up to just kind of mail it in. And South Carolina, I feel like, would have had that same option. If Arkansas had come out and hit a few threes, played well, not turned the ball over a ton, and they get up 10-2, South Carolina probably would have quit as well. But I just feel like this is like a textbook we just don't have it type of day.
Yeah. And
hey,
you know.
Hey, Razorback baseball team didn't have it yesterday. And look what happened.
They were playing a not an SEC team.
They were playing a team, an even worse team from the state of South Carolina. Not South Carolina, but still.
One of the Carolinas.
One of them. But do you think this basketball team will be inspired by Nate Thompson? Is that what we're going with, John?
Hey, if they can score 10 points in a single minute, or well, I don't know what the equivalent would be, it would be nice. That would be nice.
They're showing the graphic that says that South Carolina is Cal's boogeyman.
Well, it certainly is today. So if they're down 20 at halftime, do we just not do this anymore? Shake
Curtis,
it up.
Curtis, this is the pod at the Palace. That is a call that you can make only you. So
good. I'll kick all y'all out of here and we'll be done with it.
They don't deserve a party if that's the case.
Yeah, but hey, do we know if they had a shoot around this morning, Curtis? Oh, Trey wants to know.
I have no idea. Don't know, don't care. There's no excuse for this, man.
Nope.
Whether they did or not. I wouldn't have today, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would move them to 0-2 in non-shoot around games. So the sabermetrics, that would have to be presented. You think the tournament committee would have to consider that, I would say. I mean, what's this team's net when they do a shoot around?
Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to really keep our eyes on what their NIT draw is, like what time they play in that first round game. If it's early, we got problems.
Yeah, Cal's like, do not give us that 12:41 TNT tip. Do not give us that. NIT games, I feel like, are usually at night, like weeknights.
Yeah.
Like NCAA tournament, you'd have a better chance of playing an early afternoon game.
So is Arkansas on pace to have like 12 points this whole game?
Yeah, I mean,
good. Also, it's not like it's not like it didn't electric, but I'm actually surprised to see that many South Carolina fans in the stands today.
Hey, Jonas has made 3 of his last 4 free throws.
Yeah, he's on a heater.
That means he'll miss his next 2. That was a huge miss.
Yeesh. I'd like to just, how about a nice little 6-0 run or something? Just a little something to get you going.
I mean, I mean, still, even still, I mean, South Carolina's only on pace to score like 65 themselves.
That's one of the worst shots I've ever seen by Trevin. I mean, what was that? He airballed it by 4 feet. I mean, what are you doing, guy?
It was so bad of a miss that nobody was able to really track it.
Right. And what was that from Jonas? I mean, it's just, nice effort by Trevin on the glass and everything, but you got to make a shot, man.
Yeah.
Harder miss. I mean, it's just a 10-footer wide open there. This is crazy. They're 1 of 11 from the floor.
Is that another bucket for Pringle there?
Yep.
Is South Carolina one of the only Under Armour schools left? Gotta be.
They might be. Yeah.
Is Auburn not anymore?
I don't know. They might be.
I think they are, and I think Maryland is like those are the only ones I know of.
Ugh. Things are going bad where I feel like Jonas is putting forth by far the best offensive effort.
And he's the most useless offensive player in the history of basketball. Yeah. And this is crazy.
Oh.
3 points in 11 minutes. Every possession they could have taken a half-court shot, and I guarantee you they probably have more than 3 points right now.
Wild stuff.
Yeah, maybe they're just going to be like, hey, Nelly, you're just going to take 14 spot up threes. You're going to make 4 of them, but that'll be better than our current offense.
Arkansas has missed 10 shots in a row.
Just can't have nice things, man.
Not today. Not yet.
Been a lot of long 2s today. A lot of them.
Love them, man.
Contested, and most of them coming fairly early in the shot clock, frankly. Yeah, luckily South Carolina might not be good enough offensively to really blow them out.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I mean, but if you score 24 points in the game, you get blown out no matter what.
How do you airball a layup by 3 feet? I mean, how's that even happen?
Takes a
primary
special
hand too.
Yeah, takes a special type of person.
He was a lefty that got successfully to the left side of the rim.
Right. This is wild. Yeah, like how many misses in a row now has it been for South Carolina? You haven't been able to make up any ground.
Right. You stop turning the ball over and you're rebounding pretty well, but you're just not making anything.
Boy, oh boy.
Whereas like South Carolina's, they just, any shot they make for the rest of the game is a dagger.
Yeah. No, seriously.
I'm just in shock of this.
Yeah, this is a historically bad offensive half right now. Historically.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. Hog Stats on Twitter is going to have something that's like, here are the 3 worst halves Arkansas's ever had from the floor.
12 consecutive missed shots for Arkansas. They've made one shot in this game. It's unreal. DJ Wagner with that runner at the 16:54 mark. We are approaching 10 minutes of basketball that Arkansas has not made a shot from the field. That's troubling, boys. 0 assists, 6 turnovers.
Oh, wait, where's it at? Not that, I clicked the wrong one. This you're cooked when you start seeing this. They're like, why don't they just put in, the walk-ons? Just get Lawson Blake some run.
They could do this. I will say they could do this.
Well, I'm telling you guys right now on Bet Saracen, I'm live betting Arkansas money line. I'm just why not?
What is it like right now?
I could give you a million reasons why not, John. Where would you like me to start?
Well,
what's the live spread? Like plus 10.5?
It's 11.5 is the spread.
I think that's actually probably a good bet.
But if you
go money line.
If you guys were guessing money line though, right now, what would you guess what the money line would be?
Plus 550.
You nailed it.
Really?
Attaboy.
Well, honestly, I mean, when you told me the spread, you could kind of get the range.
Shane, I got to be honest with you, buddy. I don't think anybody knew this was coming.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be a tough game, and it could be ugly, but I did not think they were going to have their worst half ever offensively.
This is extreme.
Trey is
they're going to want to have one of those punch from the records, man.
He's going to sneak a whiskey shot.
I'm
Trey,
not
don't do that. As your friends, don't do that, Trey. Come on.
Do not deflower your liver, young man, over the Razorbacks. Right.
You're gonna thank us for that later. When you're 27 and you really want to down that bottle, you'll know you saved it. You saved it for then.
So realistically speaking, well, I get this back into single digits or something by halftime.
Dude, yeah.
Under 8, maybe.
Single digits by half, you probably win the game.
Yeah. I'd love to see a shot chart, like a spray chart from these guys.
Yeah.
A lot of long twos.
Kate, I'm not going to put you in timeout for this chat, but this is just the wrong way to view this. It's the wrong lens to view it through. This is not because of NIL. The same NIL was going out Wednesday when they beat Texas. The same NIL was going out Saturday when they beat Missouri. They didn't get an upgrade in NIL on Thursday night. Like, not because of NIL.
Yeah, it's just not the way it is, man. Come on.
That 3 goes in if it weren't for that freaking Sassy sponsorship. God dang it.
I love the other side of the coin where people are like, we're going to start scoring. Calm down. Buddy, you've gone 12 minutes with 1 basket. It's okay to be upset about that. It's okay.
Why would you be happy about
that? Not be happy about that. I too believe that they're going to start scoring. Yeesh.
Did he get the call? That was huge. Are we yeah. Did I do that? Or did y'all do that?
No, I did it.
Oh, okay.
It is the nightmare that we can't wake up from. Everybody's had that dream where you're playing basketball and you just got like nobody around you and you miss 8 layups in a row. And you're like, what the heck is going on?
Jello armed a little bit. Are we at put Boogie in with the cast?
I've been there.
He'll take care of the ball probably. Would Arkansas get in trouble for playing him with him being out on the injury report?
Yes.
Has that happened yet?
Somebody did it not too long ago. I don't think it was in the SEC, but somebody definitely did.
Yeah, Arkansas is on a 2-0 run right now.
Yeah, they are. John's killing me. I got to get caught up somehow.
Just want to nap. I'm sorry if I know I'm trying. It's watching this is hard.
Did they call a foul just then?
Nelly just got fouled, I think. Or you guys are like 3 minutes ahead of me, so I don't know. But
3 minutes. I'm at the 6:36 mark.
Same. Yo.
Sheesh, man.
I honestly slept on how hard it is to watch these games sometimes with zero sound, even though I know we hate the commentator sound sometimes.
Nelly cannot shoot free throws. He's 90% on the season. Nobody can shoot anything today, and this is unreal. It's a disaster class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Goodness, man.
How long has it been since South Carolina scored?
4 minutes. They're 0 of their last 8. Yeah, 4 minutes. And the dude missed that.
Thank goodness you're not playing, a decent team, or else this would be 30 spotted.
How do you catch the ball at the basket? You're 7'2". It doesn't even result in a shot attempt. It's okay if you get banged and you miss it. How do you not get a shot attempt up? Catching the ball at the rim.
This is wild. A lot of people are saying, and I don't have another airballed layup. A lot of people are saying that the rim sounds super hard on the broadcast. I believe that.
Peter Burns just tweeted at me about that.
About the rims being hard,
yeah.
They got them fairground rims up.
2 of 18, man.
Flags rims, come on.
He said, "I've never heard more clanks in my life. That rim is getting some work."
Well, South Carolina's on it in the second half, so.
You know what I like? I love the Maui nets, where when you make a shot at Maui, it's like,
yeah. Love that pull-up mid-range from Jonas Adu. That's
been their best offensive go-to play this year, in my opinion.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And see, that's another thing that makes it even worse. Seeing Billy Richmond take threes.
Right.
What are y'all doing? Okay, it's not acceptable to be playing this way, but if you're going to go out there, at least do the stuff that you've been doing that's successful, even if you're missing. But don't just decide, on the road in the third to last game of the regular season, we're going to pull out some stuff that we have never done before and that we're not good at.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It's crazy, man. I'm glad that everyone in here, it seems like, kind of feels the same way you're just so fortunate right now that South Carolina is so bad.
Yes.
Because this should be, if they were playing literally anyone else in the SEC, including LSU, you'd be down 25 right now.
Starting to get some live ball turnovers, but I don't think they turned the last one into points.
John's struggling, man. No, that's why.
Oh, I thought he was freaking out over the DJ miss.
I didn't realize good. Yeah, this is a joke, man. This can't be real life. It's like what
he says, if Arkansas wins, this will be the shortest War Machine vid ever.
First to 40. First to 40. Oh. That missed dunk was rough, boys. That's rough.
The audacity of the Razorback men's basketball Twitter account to tweet out a highlight right now. The audacity of them.
They should not have done that.
What was it?
In the paint.
Who? Billy? The little
Billy
yes.
Scoop layup?
Yes.
There's Dawn Staley. That's why they're struggling. That's cheating. She's coaching from the first row, from Gucci row.
Oh man, it's kind of embarrassing.
What in the heck was it like? So I'm sorry. I need to remember. Delay.
Just like pause for a second.
Oh my
and then
God.
I'm just kidding.
That was the cleanest bucket of the year.
I don't even know what to say about Jonas, man. This is wild. Now you got Colin Murray Boyles going. DJ, was he not fouled there? That was a Z. That was so soft, dude. I mean,
This is tough, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if Arkansas's Ken Palm defensive efficiency will go up, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
I mean, but seriously, though, you can't lose this game by more than double digits. Like by 10 plus. Like that really would. It's hard to do you lose to South Carolina. Everyone else did. I know Texas lost to them by like 15, I think. But like that actually does become problematic for your net and all your metrics.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Puts a lot of pressure on you moving forward too, which, there's plenty of that going around, but
yeah,
ain't gonna help.
Second half team, though. Second half team.
Yeah. And, I saw some people calling this, they were like doing is this a must win? Is this a can't lose? Is this the whatever? It's actually not, but it just now makes your other games kind of feel like that. Like now when you go to Nashville, it's going to be a big game that you really need to play well in. And then if you don't win that one, you really have to beat Mississippi State.
Yep.
So
yeah, it stinks because you're just on the.
Sorry, I was just gonna say he gave that speech about we didn't get. I think it was after the A&M game. He's like, now we got to go get someone else. We could have got someone here. Now we got to go get someone else. That's kind of where Arkansas is at.
Well, it was an opportunity too to pretty much lock yourself in. Like, I mean, they had kind of moved in that next 4 buys. You're seeing them pop up as 10 seeds in a lot of spots, and then this. No, it's not the end of the world, but now we'll be right back in that same situation of last 4 in and, bubble this, bubble that. And you're just almost done with those conversations. So it's frustrating to be playing the last place team in the league and have a showing like this so far. Listen, bud, I mean, they scored 9 points in 17 minutes. We're just being realistic about what we're watching here. I don't know what to tell you, man. What do you want to do?
I don't want to hear anyone come at us or come at anybody for being like, oh, you guys are acting like it's over with. Shut up. This team sucks right now, and this is a pathetic excuse of an effort. So I'm not here. I'm not hearing it.
Played all season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look,
even if they win, even if they win,
talk about it then. We'll just be like, okay, now they came back and won. Now here are the circumstances. That's what we do every freaking day. Whether it's Monday show, Thursday, whatever, we just react to whatever's happening in the moment.
Yeah.
It's literally what we're doing on this show. If they come back and win, awesome. You will see smiles on our faces, and we'll say, wow, they really dodged a bullet there. Now they're in a much better position for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. And it's not like going to be like if they come back and win, they'll be like, man, we were wrong about the way that they were playing in the beginning of the game. Like they were actually playing really good. It was everyone else was playing checkers and they were playing chess. They wanted to be down and play terrible offensively. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, South Carolina is not good enough to really put them away, I don't think. To really make it a lopsided thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what adjustments what's the I don't know if there's anything John Calipari can do here to rectify it. Like these dudes just got to play, man.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even talk to him at halftime.
And now South Carolina's opening it up because they at least have a pulse offensively. I just don't even know what Arkansas is doing. That's an offensive foul on Trevin. That was stupid. That was an idiotic play. Why would you do that?
See, somehow you're ahead of me.
I pulled up a second stream. That way I wasn't 10 minutes behind. Like, I don't know. It's all over the place. Just an obvious foul. And again, Trevin, like this, who is this guy? That's that you feel like you need to jump out of the gym for when he pump fakes you on the wing. Man, oh man. Well, they're doing the opposite of what they needed to do to try to close the gap here a little bit before halftime. Sorry if we're talking like they've already lost. They're down by 20 to South Carolina.
Yeah, and I mean, like, look, we understand quick turnaround. The team's banged up. The team's tired. Like, all those things are true, but everything we're saying is also true. You know, in terms of just what is happening right now on the court, and for kind of what it means moving forward if this result holds.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. If you're talking about quick turnarounds and all that, folks, have you ever watched the NCAA tournament? Have you ever watched that? Okay. Spare me with that.
It's a quicker turnaround than this.
Yeah, 9 points. As if Arkansas is the most unique team with quick turnarounds and whatnot. It's just, and there's zero excuses. I'm not accepting anything. I'm not accepting a single thing. Tired, lack of depth. I don't care. You have 9 points.
Yeah.
Well, and also, who is saying anything about it being Cal's fault? Like, we're just frustrated with the performance. We're not even blaming one specific person or one specific situation here. Like, yeah, we're just annoyed that they're playing poor basketball. Like, I don't even think we've said Cal's name. I didn't realize Don Staley was going to this game. That's messed up.
And now they're in a zone. It's gotten so bad that Arkansas is running a zone defense. And they give up a 3. I mean, this is a joke. This is like November bullcrap, man. Gosh. Robert, shut up. You guys piss and moan because I'm behind. You piss and moan because I'm ahead. I don't know what your damn television schedule looks like. I don't know where you're at in the stream. You get caught up with me. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Like, we're just never all going to be synced. I mean, especially, there's a couple hundred people watching. The three of us are never in sync. You know, but we're all around the same spot, right? We're looking at Carter Knox at the free throw line.
Yep. Tell you what, trailing by twice as much as you've scored is an impressive feat.
Yeah, that's some math for you.
Baseball plays today. Just a reminder for everyone.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all won't be pissing and moaning about that game.
They can get this within like 14. I'll be impressed. Or halftime.
I can't wait to see the halftime of this on the Vice show.
Yeah.
You will not see it. Will not see it.
I'm sure Kenny Payne's going to get the troops fired up. Another missed layup by Jones.
You got to play better, guys. Come on.
Get in the hole. I mean, what's going on? Like, we got to measure the circumference of this rim or something. It's ridiculous. This is crazy. I'm legit about to crash out. I mean, this is nuts, dude. 3 of 23? What are you doing? How do you miss that? Goodness gracious. I just don't understand.
None of it makes sense.
Oh man!
Perhaps even more concerning that they're having to run so much offense through Jonas Adu. Like, he's become like the most important piece to the offense this half.
Yeah, this is wild. Yeah, your leading shot taker.
Hey, he's cash at the free throw line.
I'll give him that.
Quiet as it's kept, Jonas Adu's a sniper.
It's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you would have told me Jonas Adu was going to lead the team in scoring, I'd be like, man, he must have had a great game. Must have been a great game for the Hogs. No, it actually means bad things.
Man.
Well, this is a masterclass from Trevin Brazil, man.
Dude, all that goodwill from the last game.
I wonder if he'll have the same vibes at the presser today.
Yeah.
Listen, but until the NCAA tournament, when they get the cool team shirts that have the catchphrase on them, take away their fancy uniforms. Just the gray sweats like Chad Morris style. You don't get to travel in Nashville in your cool Nikes. You're getting that Gildan cotton that says earned on it.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, that's the kind of half that like really has made like that kind of half is like you see why Trevin is such a polarizing player. Because he's so fun to watch and so fun to cheer for at times, but then good Lord, he just has these body language performances where it's just like it's hard to believe it's the same guy that we just watched 3 days ago.
Well, that's the worst half of basketball of the Calipari era.
I think that might be the worst half of basketball I've seen in Razorback basketball in at least a decade.
That's unreal, man. So Arkansas scores 14 points.
2 touchdowns.
Never seen anything like that. 3 of 24 from the field. 0 of 8 from 3. So like South Carolina is going to break the 3-point streak against Arkansas again. Jonas Adu has 10 rebounds. He's got 6 points. He's your leading scorer, and he's 1 of 5 from the field. I mean, this is nuts. Colin Murray Boyles has almost outscored Arkansas by himself. He's got 11. The Razorbacks were running a zone defense, and they were dumping the ball into Jonas Adu to try to find offense. That's where we're at.
According to Hog Stats, the 14 points is the fewest in a half since they scored 12 points against Nebraska in 1987. Therefore, it's the fewest of any half of an SEC game that the Arkansas Razorbacks has ever played
in. That's tough.
But God forbid us for not being happy.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to, I think, score more and play better in the second half. But, I mean, you're down 18.
Yeah.
You know, like I just don't.
South Carolina went through a stretch with like 5 minutes without making a field goal.
Right.
Yep. They were trying to help you.
Like the one of the very few pathways back into this game is, you know, opening the second half with one of those 8-0 runs, 10-0 runs, whatever. Like you got to put it on them in a hurry and just completely flip the narrative in the game coming out of the break. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that locker room for sure.
Yeah. You got, I mean, the first that first under 4 timeout, you better have made up some ground. Like you kind of, it has to start really early before you can even have a chance.
I mean, yeah, 9 turnovers, 3 made baskets and 9 turnovers. That's tough. Brazil hasn't scored. He kind of reverted back to old form. Nelly Davis hasn't scored. He's 0-3. Big Z hasn't scored. He's 0-3.
You scored more from the free throw line than you have in not.
Yeah, you're right. Man.
Adu may get his double-double, though.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get that.
10 rebounds and 6 points. Rhymedy, man.
Oof.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Yep.
They've honestly ruined the watch party. The 3 games that the 3 of us have watched together, or at least portions of, LSU on the road, which at the time felt like a backbreaking loss that ruined the season. A&M, which really wasn't that bad, honestly, in hindsight. But in the moment was tough because you knew it was just an ugly showing and it was a bad display of basketball to watch. But in terms of a loss, wasn't that devastating. But this is shaping up to be, I'd say, the worst loss of the season, all things considered.
Yeah, I can't argue with that, man. This would be a rough one. And it's, I don't know. There's no way that I'm going to be happy about this unless they come back and win. Because I was going to say, like, you hope they just come out and look like a different team in the second half, where they win or not, and I do, but you almost deserve to just go ahead and get beat by 35 after what you just did. This is
right.
nuts.
Well, if you guys are feeling a comeback, Bet Saracen now has Arkansas as 13.5 point underdogs, and you can get the money line at plus 1,000.
Yeah, I can't talk myself into that money line. I can maybe see that
Not
spread.
today.
I'm doing the money line just for funsies.
If Arkansas comes back and win and like loses, let's say they come back and lose by 5, you know, you'd say, okay, congrats on not quitting and, you know, trying to make it competitive there in the second half and not having a repeat of the worst offensive half in school history. But even then, it's like you said, Curtis, it's going to be hard to even celebrate. Like you don't get to do any type of moral victory with that. All you do is just say, hey, congrats on not ruining the metrics completely.
Yeah.
But they still just put so much pressure on these next 2 games. And then, by the way, for everybody complaining about the quick turnaround, you've got to make an even quicker turnaround to play on Tuesday. I guess not a quicker one, but
yeah, Tuesday night it's going to be a tough one against a superior team to what you're playing right now, and you're not going to have Hero for that one either. So, you know, what a buzzkill, though. You know, like, it's just the vibes are finally starting to turn around for this group. And now here we are.
Yeah. It really makes me feel, you know, Curtis, I feel like we kind of were on this when Thero first went down. We were like, that first game without your guy, you're at home especially, it's kind of, you can kind of band together. Everyone can step up collectively. And you feel like it wouldn't ruin them in that game, but just big picture, this is a game where it's a little bit of that reality check of like, okay, are we really able to play with that type of effort every single game? And not get tired, not get banged up, not have a lapse for even a half of play. And clearly it's tough.
Bummer, man.
Let's see what the chat's up to. They're not happy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them.
How can you be?
John Doe says, now we're doing moral victories by losing by 5 against the 1-4 team. What I literally just got done saying, there was no chance to do a moral victory.
John Doe is one of the worst we have in the chat consistently. It's crazy.
I know I feel bad for being mean to people in the chat sometimes, but it's like, damn, why do you got to twist everything we say to try and make it worse than it is? Like, what the hell? Kingsley says it'll be fun saying "I told you so" in the post game, though. I don't know what that's a reference to necessarily.
Yeah, I didn't see what he said beforehand. Is Kingsley doing the sunshine thing today? Is he smelling a comeback?
So, because I can't find any other chats.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I miss some things in the chat and I try to pop in and I respond to one comment and then it's like, oh, actually, we were all yelling at this guy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because
I was going to say, transplant text, and he says, is Cal putting Melo Sanchez? No. Like, what you guys have to understand is that these dudes they don't practice with the team. Like, there's scout team guys just like the GAs are. You know what I mean? Like, they know more about South Carolina sets than they do their own. Like, that's just kind of what this is. They don't warm up with the team. You know, like
they don't eat with the team.
Seriously. I mean, like, if you have to get to that point, it's just like, I get it. If this isn't working, try somebody else. But it would be Jaden if they did. Like, he's the only one who's allowed to shoot layups with the rotation guys. I don't even know if Melo Sanchez is like healthy or not, honestly. But he would be the one that you would kind of like to, like, at least he's played in a college basketball game before, you know, like he's did 2 years at Division II or something, but I don't know.
To answer Bobby's question, he says, do we drop out of the bubble? No, Arkansas's not going to drop out of the bubble. They will drop further down. You know, right now, Arkansas's been in that last 4 buys, right above the last 4 in. They will most likely drop back down to that last 4 in, or at least in that range. They'll probably still be projected in the tournament. But it's just going to, again, you're playing 2 games against teams that are projected in the tournament already. You probably don't want to go into a situation where you pretty much have to win one of those. And if Arkansas loses today, that's about where they'd be. Who knows how the metrics will work out? Maybe they could lose out and still be, you know, in a good chance. But you just want to give yourself as much help as you can.
Right. This is a good one. Grant Patrick, he wants the over/under on finishing the game with 39.5 points.
I think they'll get up to 48.
I think they'll score over 50.
So it'd be 36 to get to 50. I mean, they can score 36 points and a half. Like, that's not crazy.
Maybe the late games are the key to this team's success. Maybe that's why they play so many.
Could be.
They found their home.
So I better see the best performance ever against Vanderbilt at 9 p.m. then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
They did play well in their last 9 p.m. game on the East Coast.
Like this.
I don't remember if we got to any of these supers or not, so I'm gonna pull them up real quick just in case. But yeah, from Hogs Barbecue, the airline lost the players' legs in Fayetteville. They're still sitting at the airport. Yeah, I mean, they clearly were not ready to play this way. That's one thing that I thought is they would at least come out with the same intensity and stuff. I was thinking if they didn't bring it, that it would be like you could tell their legs weren't underneath them or something, like shots were falling short. And you're seeing some of that, but it's like, it's physical, it's mental focus, it's lack of effort. It's like, it's a whole conglomeration of nonsense here. Veteran Biker says this is actual years in the lady bags, which is pitiful. Fire neighbors. I don't know what that means.
I think he means years better or light years better. I don't know.
Then the lady bags.
And then Mike neighbors.
I think he meant Mike neighbors. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You see lady bags and neighbors, and I'm like, I think that's supposed to be backs and neighbors, like my friendly neighbor.
Brady Lewis says this is why you don't do morning shoot arounds. And I don't know if they did or not. I guess they were in Columbia yesterday, so I'm sure that they had a practice and stuff, but maybe they did because it was a 1:00 tip over there. Let's see. B. Walter says, here's some money because nobody ever donates for games like this. Thank y'all for being here and putting in the word. Damn, that sucks. Damn, that sucks. Well, thanks. We appreciate it, man.
I always forget about the big difference between wins and losses until they found a way to win that Texas game. And We definitely got a lot more than we're going to get today, I would imagine.
Yeah. Grant, I'm with you. He says, cheers all of us for being in here, having to suffer through this nonsense together. Yeah, we are in this together. I promise you, if they do something worth smiling about or addressing in a positive manner, I will do that today. But we're still waiting, and it's halftime. So,
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, like True Soldier here, he says the Hogs offense drops off big without Thero. Well, it didn't the other day. I mean, they were really good, but it's it does go back to what Cal says about when you have 8 guys or 7 in this case, you got to have something out of all 7. And it doesn't mean they have to all be superstars or whatever, but you can't have a bunch of no-shows. And I'm afraid nobody showed up, period, to this game. But Thero, to your point, True Soldier, he's that guy who, when things have completely gone south, like you can kind of count on him to just duck his head and bully his way and get an and one or something. Like he's usually the guy that gets you off the schneid a little bit, and they don't have that now. So
also with the offense, like folks, it's not like Arkansas just had a bad showing because they only scored 30 points. We're talking about an all-time historical awful performance. Yeah. Like I could be accepting if it was 32-30, you wouldn't be happy because you're losing, but 32-14 is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when it was 16 or whatever at, with 5 minutes left in the half, we were saying, hey, yeah, get this back down around single digits and you'll be fine. It went in the wrong direction. And it just never got any better. Like you see teams who get off the slow starts, like they might go 0 for their first 13 from the field or whatever, but there's always a point in time where it opens up a little bit and you're like, oh, okay. And it just never happened. Like they never got consecutive baskets. They only made 3 the entire half, man. It's just wild behavior. Veteran Biker, we appreciate the super chat. He says, Helen Keller went blind watching this and deaf, listening to Bo Mattingly. Mike Neighbors is garbage. No tourney wins in 5 years. Calipari. It's like he just had to get a lot off of his chest there. Having Rhino said, win or lose, I'm going to show some love. We appreciate you, man.
We appreciate all y'all, man, for real.
I'm going to pick up my vibes a little bit as this second half starts until this becomes 25, and then I'm going to lose it again. But
I mean, listen, and Red J here says, is this just going to be the weekend of getting down huge and then storming back? It's hard to have worse vibes than we had at the first 3 innings of baseball yesterday, really 3.5 innings.
Yeah.
I'm willing to hear that out. And I hope y'all understand, like it's in all 3 of our best interests for the Arkansas Razorbacks to play well and make us happy and have us smiling. Like anybody who really thinks like we enjoy this, I promise you we don't.
No. Oh man. And I see a lot of people in here. I'm not trying to single anybody out, but doing saw this coming thing.
No, you didn't.
There's perspective to be had here. Could you have seen a letdown here? Sure. Yeah, I believe if you said that. If you saw Arkansas 14 points being the fewest scored in a half by an SEC team this season is the graphics on the television right now. I don't think you saw that coming. I don't.
Yeah. The same people that after yesterday in the baseball game when Arkansas was down 9-1 or whatever it was, they scored 10 runs and it's like, see, you knew that was going to happen. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's like revisionist history.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, and here we go. We're back underway.
Well, on that note, fellas, I have to get out of here. I know that you're going to have too much fun without me, and I'm going to have some FOMO. But
you're setting yourself up to be a scapegoat.
That's fine. If it means Arkansas wins and they come back, I'll never join it again. I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin. But
based on the first shot attempt, I'd say you don't have to worry about it. So,
well, regardless, Godspeed, everybody. Try to enjoy your afternoon.
Sure.
Don't let the Razorbacks bring you down. It's beautiful outside. So, we'll see y'all.
See you, man. All right.
And then there were 2.
Yep. Veteran Biker says DVH is the Moses of college baseball, can see the promised land but not allowed in. He's just getting it all off of his chest, dude, man.
Veteran Biker's vibes on this Saturday afternoon are impeccable. You can tell he's on a good flow.
Yeah, I'll say. Oh
Pringle's a
boy,
big boy, man. He can maybe play tight end.
he is a large human. That's one thing he's got going for him.
He's got some girth to him.
He has nearly outscored Arkansas by himself. So, congratulations to him. Jonas just looks
two guys outscore the whole team.
right. All right, so Arkansas is down 20. 19 minutes to play. 19 and some change. South Carolina is applying pressure. Like, why would you change anything defensively?
Yeah, I'd let them waste as much time and shoot up as many long twos as possible.
Wow.
Getting this tempo sped up might help Arkansas.
Yeah. Shout out to long two DJ Wagner. Hey, turnover. Well, it was good to see DJ Wagner make a shot. He got Arkansas. He made Arkansas's first basket in the first half, and he already got it off the top here in the second. They're already off to a better start, boys.
Would have been really nice if he had just simply not been standing on the line.
Yeah, that's
especially because if it had not gone in, that would have been like the worst shot of all time.
You're right. Beggars can't be choosers in this scenario, but you are 100% right.
Yeah, that was a no yes shot, as they call them. Got to get Nelly Davis going for real.
Yeah. Knox.
That's a sentence we've said a lot.
You're right. Yeah, that's been on repeat. We just need to have that on the soundboard. That way we can go to it without wasting our vocal cords.
I loved the look from Carter.
Man. We've reached the point in the stream where we're getting the Scotty Borderline requests.
I thought about acknowledging it. I always see it, and I'm like, should we say something? We've said something a lot, but I would just like to clarify for everyone: Scotty not being here is not because we are not letting him be here. Like, right. Let's just make that abundantly clear. If he popped up in the stream yard right now, we would throw him right in. I promise you. So don't talk to us about Scotty is basically what we're at. Like talk to Scotty about that. Not saying you should do that either, but but we are definitely not a roadblock standing in the way.
Right.
Are we sure Colin Murray Boyles is going to like have a real role in the NBA?
I'm not. They love him,
great
though.
Player. He's a great college player, obviously. Mm-hmm. But like I feel like a lot of his best attributes are kind of minimized.
Right. Jaden Carlette was in the game, by the way.
Oh.
Like Arkansas has gone to the walk-ons here to get Nelly the heck out of there.
That's when you know things are going well.
So a freshman who had no recruiting profile whatsoever when he came to Arkansas is now in the game for the Razorbacks as DJ Wagner just continues to shoot step-back threes and miss them. This is crazy, man.
Phew.
Shoot, run him a play and get him a shot. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Dang, Z. He's lucky he didn't get an offensive foul. I don't think it's going to be better, buddy.
First half in 30 years, having 2 points through 3+ minutes is tough.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Dre, you're right, man. He said this is rough. It's very rough.
That is an accurate assessment.
And again, like we were trying to hold out a little bit, and we were still getting yelled at about it. But there's only 16 minutes left in the game. At what point is it going to get better, guys?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, they can't get anything going. Ben says he's turning it off. I got to be honest, buddy. I don't blame you. I mean, this is cruel and unusual punishment to have to do this for work today. Like, I usually really, really enjoy this, and it's not lost on me how cool it is that we get to do what we do. But I mean, this sucks, man.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where we've considered going live for a ton of different games. Like we very well could have been live during the Kentucky game. It's just been very unfortunate that the 3 games that we've been live during have gone really poorly from just a viewing pleasure standpoint.
Right. This is a good time for me to remind everybody that's watching right now. Please continue your misery with me afterwards for the post-game show, because we're not just going to not do it after we've done it for every game, but I'm going to be leaning heavily on the chatters, man. You're going to be able to get it all off your chest, man.
Well, and look, I know that it's one of those things where everyone's disgusted about the performance and they're like, I'm done with this team. I feel that. But this is not the time to get off the boat. Like they're fighting for their lives. Tuesday night all of a sudden becomes the game of the year. And then if you don't win that one, Saturday against Mississippi State becomes the game of the year. And then if not, you go to Nashville looking for, it's still well within this team's grasp. They're still likely going to be projected to go to the tournament even after this debacle. Unless it ends up being like a 40-point shellacking.
Yeah, because it just continues to get worse and worse. I don't know.
Right. Which, it is trending that way.
Like, I just don't know how you lose by 40 at South Carolina. And I know we joked about Texas, but they lost by 15. I would love for this game to get within 15.
Would kill for that. Also, they can't let the 3-point streak be ruined again, right? Like, that would really be like unacceptable. That would be worse than anything you could do from an NCAA tournament resume standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, my goodness, it's crazy because I felt like at some point in the first half they would start making some shots. I felt like, okay, after halftime, it's definitely going to get better, right? They're 1 of 8 to start the second half. They're 0 of 5 from 3 in the second half. They haven't scored in 4 minutes. Like, this is this is crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Yeah, this is a laugh and then cry once the camera goes off type of day.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Somebody would definitely clip me if
smile I was through the pain,
moved to tears.
Yeah, especially because you'll be up here by yourself too.
I know. Yeah, it's just brutal. Dre says we have 0 offense. Who's the spark? Who's the go get a basket guy? You don't have it today. Mm-hmm. I mean, there is no one like DJ Wagner is trying to do that, but he's never been that guy. Nelly's checked out today for whatever reason.
Neither of your freshmen are there.
Neither of the freshmen are there. Big Z's played terribly most of the game. They're really trying to force feed it to Jonas. And, I don't know that that's that's ideal or whatever, but I don't know that there's an answer today. Oh, man.
4 for 32, man.
It's just, this is something.
Like, Nolan Souza is going to end up being better than 4 for 32.
Yes, yeah, he is.
That's like an early season slump type of number. 4 for 32 is crazy.
Right.
0 for 13 from 3, man.
Brutality. Check this out. Cats by 90 coming in. Says, I'd rather lose to South Carolina on the road than get run off the floor of my home arena against Bruce Pearl. Fire Pope. He ain't it. Cats by 90, I needed that.
This, by the way, yeah, I definitely needed that. That's the only thing that can ever fuel us up when we're down is Cats by 90 tears. That's the only thing that can cure the disease that we have.
Right.
But also, Cats by 90 officially is an Arkansas fan at this point. I mean, it's mid-game for Kentucky. They are in the middle of a game against the number one team in the country at home, and he's in our chat.
Yeah.
You're just not a Kentucky fan anymore. You might as well change that name to Hogs by 90, or just change it to something completely neutral. The jig is up.
Hayden says, Curtis, how bad can one game's performance affect some of our efficiency metrics on Kim Pom, Torvik, etc.? At this point in the season, it won't be crazy, but it'll be a pretty significant drop off there. Back into a range you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Especially, it's not like Arkansas was highly ranked or whatever in offensive efficiency anyway, but this is it's historic. So
yeah, this is history. Let's not let that be lost on us. We are watching Razorback basketball history take place. It might break the computers. Torvik's going to come out of this thing and just be like, actually, John Calipari is fired. Not only is Arkansas no longer a 9 seed, he's fired.
In my opinion, this is like a disqualifying offense.
It did definitely is close to it. As close to it as you could have. Because we go into every game acting like it's win or lose is the end of the world. I went into today, I woke up this morning and felt like Arkansas's NCAA tournament hopes would be affected, but not ruined one way or the other by win or lose. But this is as close to a loss that could actually kick you out of the tournament. I still think they'll be in the last 4 in, though.
Yeah, probably so.
If not, I really think Arkansas is getting a raw deal because we've seen, like you said, we've seen other teams not necessarily play this poorly, but that have substantially worse resumes and that have lost to Arkansas not be knocked as hard for losing to South Carolina.
Right. Oh, boy. Yeah, I get it, trying something different with your lineups, but Carter Knox on Colin Murray Boyle was just saying it. He's too big. They're just getting it to him at the free throw line and letting him go to work. It's food. It's barbecue chicken, man. It's either a bucket or he's going to the line every single time. Just keep giving it to him at the free throw line every time.
That's a grown man against a little pup.
Yeah, then Carter's been great, and he's turned out to be a better defender than we even thought he would be, but
not in that context.
No.
Shout out to Ben Stoned, who earlier in the show said something very nice about us. I'll have to pull that up. He said, I quit watching the game. I'm just listening to you guys now. I'll have to say it's a lot more entertaining.
Well,
it's tough.
That's not saying much, but thank you.
And earlier he had said, you guys are the best Razorback podcast in the internet. Well, we really do appreciate that, Ben Stone.
Very nice of you.
But no, yeah, it's tough because I feel like this is like probably our least entertaining mode right now is the getting our two kicked in mode.
We're better than this, but we can only play the cards that were dealt here. Z finally gets a bucket and it's a basket interference. Quinn's happy. Auburn's balling out.
It's funny, we had Kentucky. We had that game. That Kentucky Auburn game must be turning into a real blowout because we've had both fan bases stop by in this game.
This is true. Man, just miss after miss after miss. Goodness gracious. Hogs Barbecue might be onto something. He said, are we sure Cats by 90 isn't John? He showed up after John left.
I definitely thought about this. I haven't done like a ton of research. I don't think it's John. We've been around John a lot, but I can't confirm without a shadow of a doubt that he hasn't been creating burners.
I think David sums it up pretty well. Like short rest and short-handed, you thought this might happen, but 18 points in 25 minutes is unacceptable. Yeah. Like it wouldn't have been the most surprising thing in the world for Arkansas to be a little bit out of gas and have a tough one and lose. But this is, I mean, there's no spin in this. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. There's no sugarcoating it, no sunshine pumping for it. No, it'll be all right. This is ridiculous, man. It just can't happen.
Truly. Every commenter like assumes they're going to be the commenter that has that puts it into words in a way that truly depicts the situation we can all agree with. David successfully did it because that is true. It's not like we're stunned that they are going to lose to South Carolina, or we're stunned that South Carolina is a tougher 1-14 team than a lot of people thought. But we didn't think it was going to be this ugly. And there's a difference. Like there is very much a difference between losing by 7 or 8 and you just don't have it, and to just completely failing to show up in a historic beatdown of the worst team in the league. Like that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's not something that Arkansas can't overcome. Like they can easily flush this and, win these next couple games and be in a great spot. But coming out of this game, it's hard to have a ton of optimism in that regard. And that's okay to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, it absolutely is. I have a hard time believing anyone who will watch this game from start to finish will be overly optimistic about about what they just saw and what's going to happen moving forward.
Right.
I mean, this is just an outright. They're getting dog walked, man. It's an embarrassment.
Look, they go out there and ball out the next 2 games. I will gladly forget about this. We will look back at this and say, hey, remember when Arkansas just had that random one-off shit kicking? Mm-hmm. I would love for that to be the case. But until that happens, we are going to be very sad and we are going to be very concerned.
Yes, indeed. I'm just ready for this to get over with now.
50-20 is crazy. Hell, I might end up just being here for the entire game because it's going to end up ending at like 140.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for this to be over with. I'm ready to be done with the post-game show. And I just don't want to think about it. And listen, I haven't said anything about it on this live stream today. This has been a historically bad day for me so far. I mean, just a bad day. We got up this morning, the hotel, and our car had been broken into, glass shattered out, shit strung out everywhere. It's been a disaster, man. We've been dealing with that all morning. We can't get anybody out on a weekend to replace the window that we've lost, and now we're out a night of hotel. We're trying to figure out how to do that and get home back to Fayetteville. It's just been a mess of a day. And then, I wasn't even in the headspace to do this, but it's like, give the people what they want, and this is often like a reprieve from other things where we just kind of get to escape and talk ball and whatever. And now they're out here having the worst performance in the history of Arkansas basketball. So yay. I mean, it's just a fantastic day. Goodness gracious, man.
Yeah, it is tough when your escape becomes a place you can no longer escape to. Now you're looking for an escape from your escape, which is a really tough spot to be in. But yeah, in case you didn't notice that Curtis is no longer in the hotel.
Correct.
He's had to relocate.
Over at my parents' house hanging out, and which I appreciate. It's a better setup in here too. And a huge, awesome TV to watch the game on and everything. And my dad appreciates some Razorback basketball, but I think he's having a hard time watching this too. This is a freaking joke. This is the same South Carolina team that got 30 balled by Missouri like 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they're returning the favor. Oh, man. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for the the kind words there. It sucks. And like every time we come back to St. Louis to visit, we always get there and it feels a little bit nostalgic. I lived here for 12 years, so in a way it always feels like home. And but yeah, it took one night for me to be reminded why I'll never move back. Especially not into the city. Like there's just no reason whatsoever to be inside the city limits of St. Louis. It's just bad news. Another reason why people don't go to Cardinals games anymore. Cal looks defeated, man. Is he getting ready to throw in the towel? He's got one in his hands.
Just throw it out there on the court as Colin Murray Boyles is driving the lane.
You got Dre with the car breaking fun. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Hopefully the insurance handles that, but it's an irritating day.
How does that work for real though? Like what is it, like your car insurance, I guess, will cover that?
We hope so. I mean, there's like a police report and everything, and then you already filed through the insurance. It was Michelle's car. We came up here in her car, which makes me even madder. Like I would rather it be mine.
Right.
And so she's dealing with that while the reason we're here, she's working a cheerleading clinic in town. So we're like, oh, this is a good opportunity to go see some family. And now here we go with that. So we'll see about that. But it wasn't just us. The parking garage that we were in just got ransacked. And I'm not exaggerating. I counted, and there were 31 vehicles that I counted that had windows busted out of their car. And these people weren't even stealing stuff, bro. Like they were just throwing it, like anything that was in someone's car, they were just like throwing it out in the middle of the garage and just ripping stuff out. It's like they just went on a tirade and then bolted overnight. So
goodness.
And I know we haven't said anything about basketball recently. Well, it's because nothing's happened. It's still 50-20. And
well, you had the timeout at like the 12 mark, then like two plays under 12 timeout now. And so you get the double commercial break. That's like when in football, they do the touchdown, extra point, commercial, kickoff, commercial. And I'm like, all right, come on.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And I see this stuff in the chat and I'm like, no way. And I go double check, but it's like Lance Walker, he's like 5 made shots. 5. Arkansas is 5 of 35 from the field and 0 of 15 from 3. I mean,
so 5 of 35, what is that? 14.3%?
It is 14.3%. Yes. That's
1 for 7, basically.
Hey, but hey, they've made their free throws today. All right. They're 10 of 14 from the free throw line, which represents half of their point total in this game. Arkansas has 20 points. Kyler Murray-Boyles has 24.
You excited for the post-game report card?
This is going to be the easiest one ever. And it's definitely going to be one where I have to walk it off. Like I'm going to have to do the selfie stick thing. So I'm going to be done sitting here. And listen, newsflash, y'all. I want you to listen anyway. Everybody gets an F. Everyone. Cal gets an F. Every player gets an F. Carlette, who came in, gets an F. The Gamecock mascot gets an F. Coach Z gets an F. I get an F. I mean, it's a disaster. Everybody fails.
Yeah, Trey, I don't know if I can get behind this being a good thing. Like, I'm sure it is somewhat of a wake-up call, but it's definitely not going to help. It's a thing that maybe Arkansas can flush and overcome, but this definitely did not give the team a better chance to beat Vanderbilt on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I certainly wish. And we appreciate everybody who's throwing the all the chats in, the super chats too, for sure. But yeah, I don't feel like this team needed a wake-up call.
No, you shouldn't. It's freaking March.
What bothers me the most about this is this strikes me as the tank is completely on empty, like mentally and physically thing. And it's no excuse. Like, don't get me wrong when I say that. It's not an excuse, but it's true. Like, I think they're just like they don't have much in the tank at this point. And you just got to find it, man. You got to be able to find it in the next couple games here. You got to get one more. And I sometimes these things can be one-offs and you just, you figure it out, you play much better the next game. Like, I don't get that vibe here from what I'm watching today. I think they've got maybe a healthy beatdown coming at Vanderbilt Tuesday, unless Thero magically appears on the floor.
It'd be one thing if they had a week off after this, or if it really was like, hey, you had a quick turnaround. Now you get a little bit of a break, but it's like Tuesday night. You got to be ready to go, and you're going to still be on the East Coast. I guess the one thing is they're not going to go back to Fayetteville, right? They're just going to stay out wherever they're at and then probably get to Nashville on Monday or something like that.
I would think so. I don't know that for certain. Like, it is an early Saturday game and a late Tuesday. It's like you could still get back before dark even, or around dark today, and then you wouldn't have to leave until Monday. But I would just stay out there, I think.
Because I think that might actually help. You know what I mean? Kind of just being away. Plus, you're there as a team for those 3 days or whatever. You're having a lot of conversations about what you like. I think there's a lot of times that can help. So I will be actually interested to hear if we get any clarification on what they're, because I'm not that it's like the end of the world, but I do think that kind of stuff does matter when you're in this kind of mode and you're coming off of a performance like this, of course.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. And there's part of me that I don't know, like I am anxious to see what John Calipari says after this game, if he does the the post-game press conference. Like
Mm.
this is baffling. I'm sure he'll tell us whether or not they had a shoot around or whatever, but there's did he sense this, in practices leading up? Did he feel like he knew they were kind of out of gas? But it's going to be a tough one to have to shake back from. Look at Chen Coleman, man. He's going through it. Poor guy. Samuel Brooks says, Curtis, after this game, there's absolutely no way Cal only has 9 scholarship players next year, right? Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. And that was, I think, decided before this game. It was fairly recently where he was kind of throwing out the number 11, which sure. Yeah, I mean, 11, 12, 30. I don't get as many players as you possibly can that you can put into games. But I would be stunned if they only had 9 guys next year.
Yeah, I definitely don't think this game was like the deciding factor.
Yeah, for sure.
He was like, I was planning on running it back with 9, but then I saw South Carolina whip our ass. And so now I'm like, got to have that 10th and 11th guy.
Oh, man.
So Wheelie Dan says, I'm sorry. Super chat first. No, this is way more important.
Yeah, from Dre, he says, this changed Cal's mind on how many players he puts on the bench. And yes, I know we just discussed that, but definitely want to get to the super chat. And I think his mind was already changed, but this just kind of reaffirms his decision to, I don't know, have a complete college basketball roster for a change next season.
Would be ideal. And Squealy Dan says how he better not duck the press conference, which one, I don't think he's going to, only because they're on the road. I really don't think it's a thing that when Cal isn't at the press conference is because he's ducking it or because he just is like scared of talking about stuff. I think it's literally like, I need to go home. I have a dinner reservation. I want to go home. I don't like it's not a like we played bad because what did he skip the Wednesday one after they beat Texas?
Yeah, I think both the ones he skipped the winner.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's like that I think it's not more of a like he skips the presser when he has tough questions. Wow, I think he'll do it just because they're on the road. He didn't have anywhere to go.
Right. What are they doing? I mean. What a terrible day. Oh,
what a terrible, no good, very bad day.
Yes. Continuing to scroll through here. And we appreciate everybody that's sticking this out. I'm glad we're all in this together. And one more reminder, when this game ends, I'm gonna end this stream and take about a 2-minute break to gather myself and then going live for the post-game show that is going to be a live reaction where I'm going to quickly remind everyone what just happened, and then I'm getting to your thoughts. But Corey Dubs, we appreciate you, man. He says, I'll be at my first Razorback game at Bud Walton next weekend, and that game is an early morning game. I hope it goes better than this. I feel you.
Would be nice.
An 11 a.m.er or a nooner.
It's somewhere early for sure, which might be the kryptonite of this Razorback team.
Apparently so. They will play better against Mississippi State. I'm still ready. I'm still prepared to make these kind of guarantees, even after what we're watching. This will not happen against Mississippi State at home.
God, you hope not.
I will eat a live crow if it does. So
yeah, it'll still be calling.
Oh man, this is funny. Samuel Brooks says, "Do you think they make it to 40?" Curtis and Andrew. Well, I said 50 at halftime, and that ain't happening. So
So what did they score? 12 this half.
Something like that.
12 points in 12 minutes. I think they can get to 35. I don't know about 40.
Oh man. Yeah, people did not like that Nelly Davis air ball a while ago. I mean, he's one of many today. Has Nelly scored? Nope.
He definitely hadn't made a basket. If it would have had to be at the free throw line. Yeah,
Nelly, Trevin, Big Z have not scored in this game. Carter has 2 points.
Good Lord, man.
Colin Murray Boyles is still outscoring Arkansas.
What's he have?
28.
Good Lord. I didn't realize he was cooking like that.
Oh, boy. Vids for me asked if this is the Adu breakout game. He does have a double-double. The silver lining. I can't wait to do that. In the report card, I'm going to give him an A.
Yeah, that was awesome. and just ignore all context around it.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to see more of his post game than we've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. It's footwork god down there. It's like Hakeem. JP Sullivan, clink, 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 clink. This is mind blowing. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about this a minute ago. The baseball, U of A baseball account, when they were going on that rally yesterday, and they kept tweeting out boink, boink, boink.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like every dinger they hit or whatever.
Yeah, bink, bink, bink. That's their thing.
Yeah,
now,
bink, bink. Yeah. Should the U of A basketball account just do a clink, 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 just to humor us a little bit?
I like that.
Oh man.
Post a little highlight video and just not show the shots not going in.
Yeah. Chance, just I'm not going to pull up your chat, but yes, you can say it in the chat. I'm not pulling it up, but you can say it. Yeah, it's fair game. Oh man. Again, I feel like I'm going to say this a lot today, but Brent, he's like, I'm not surprised at all. This is not mind blowing. This is just Arkansas complete junk. This is mind blowing, and you did not expect this to happen. I promise you did not expect this team to lose to the worst team in the SEC by 40 today.
Right? Did you expect them to play well? Probably not. I mean, we can see that again. We've talked about that, but we just don't hear a bunch of people leading into the game. They get mad if we even suggest that South Carolina has a chance. So I don't know where all these people are at that were expecting this blowout. We were not hearing about that.
Logan Bolt says it's like Cal went and got a bunch of guys that have never played basketball before. And it's like he went and got them yesterday, because like these same guys just beat a top 15 Missouri team. They got that overtime win against Texas. And that's like, it's very easy to look at this and be like, oh, they don't care. They suck, whatever. But we know none of those things are true. So like, what is really going on here? I think it's tank on E. I really do. And that's not okay. I know I'm going to have to say it a million times because people are going to say I'm making excuses. But I think they've run out of gas here. And that's terrifying because I don't know how you fill that tank up over the course of the next week.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, honestly.
It's like they do look a step slower, or like 2 steps slower defensively today. They're not getting by their man off the dribble. Like you see like all the shots are short and a bunch of air balls. So yeah, like I think there's fatigue that is probably set in with the short rotation, but like there's so much to it that's like mental toughness and being mentally prepared to play, and they seem out of it, man. It sucks.
Yeah, and you saying that and it being true doesn't make the loss acceptable. It doesn't make that true. It's still true. And look, if Arkansas is able, like you said, you don't know how they refill the tank. If they somehow do that and they get to Nashville and play a good basketball game, that doesn't make it retroactively not true that they were out of gas in this game. Clearly, this was just not this was not optimal Arkansas Razorbacks here. And it's definitely like concerning because it's like, it's tough for anybody to confidently say, yeah, they're going to be able to flush that and just move past it. If they had lost by 6 or 7, it maybe would be easier. But yeah, they were definitely out of gas today. It's just going to be fascinating to see if this was a one-off, if they can really effectively sell us on the idea that this was a one-off, kind of a scheduled loss, where we knew we didn't have it this morning when we woke up. We're not going to let it happen again. Like you'd assume that urgency, that sense of urgency would come back out for this team. But man, a lot of pressure going to be on these next 2 games.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting and horrifying.
Yep. No, that's a good way to sum it up. Kane says these guys aren't very good. Can I say that in the chat? Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair game.
everybody's putting in their very PG comments. Can I say that? Yeah. Curtis, this is where our pads fork off.
All right. It's just me and the masses now.
Back to shore somehow, and you're gonna have to do it alone.
Yeah. Tell your boys down there at Bomb to no dicking around today. We can't have it.
I really cannot afford to have an L against Charlotte happen while I'm sitting front row, which, by the way, look for me on TV. And we'll be back here at this very channel. After Curtis gets done with the post-game show, you get to take a little bit of a break while you watch the remainder of the baseball game, but then get right back here because I'm going to have a post-game recap. And I'm going to have a very good vantage point of the game. So these takes that you're going to hear from baseball, just know they're coming from someone who has his eye right on the action. I'll be able to see it right up close. So
there we go. Safe travels, my man.
Appreciate you, Curtis. And everybody in the chat, please be nice to Curtis for the next 30 minutes or so.
No,
please
let
be
me
nice.
have it.
It's not his fault.
I did not do this.
All right, buddy. Catch you later.
Yep. All right, folks. There you have it. And then there was one. Oh, man. We're going to have to suffer through this together. 8 minutes of this left. Arkansas is down 32. Look at the Razorback fans who are at this game in Columbia as I sit here and watch this the panning through the crowd. That's a lot of long faces. Man, oh man, it's tough. We're going to continue to roll through the chats here, folks. And I mean, I don't know how much relevancy there is to talk about this game. And we're again, like we'll start with the post-game stream after this. It's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Like this is a kind of a disaster here for the Razorbacks, and I just want to be able to open the forum so you guys can vent about it a little bit. We'll give you that platform, and I'll react to it. You react to the game, I'll react to that. There's Billy Richmond trying to dunk on somebody. I appreciate the effort at this point in the game, but man, yeah, I see some folks in here feeling like the season might be over. Jessica has zero faith anymore in this team. I mean, this one stinks because I feel like they just kind of endeared themselves to Razorback fans to the point where you felt like you could give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh yeah, these dudes are going to come to play for sure. We feel great about it. But this is a tough pill to swallow for sure. Let's see. Shane says, sorry, this is more than just being out of gas. It's March. Everyone's out of gas. Top reason for this, they came in thinking they had an easy win and they're getting thumped. Can't convince me not. Well, I won't try to convince you not. I just disagree with you. Like I really don't think that they just thought they were going to come in here and cakewalk these guys. Why would they feel that way? If you look at South Carolina at home this season, they've been a completely different team. They just beat a Texas team you had to go to overtime with. They beat them by double digits in here. And every game they played in this building besides the Alabama game was within 5. It was a 1-point game against Florida, a 3-point game against Auburn, overtime with Mississippi State, 4 against A&M. I mean, they've been in absolute battles against everybody they played in the SEC at home. So I would certainly hope that Arkansas was understanding of that and came in here prepared for battle. But I can't, like I said, I can't try to talk you out of it because based on what we're seeing, I mean, it's and that's why I also added in there the out of gas part. It's not all physical in my opinion. Like it's the mental aspect of just being dialed in, locked in, and ready to play. But look at them out here. They look just totally defeated. Like they legit might not score 40 points in this basketball game. It's incredible. Nelly Davis with his first, was that his first bucket? Yeah. 2 points for Nelly, man. 1 of 7 from the field. That is a foul out for Trevin, who has just been getting absolutely worked over by Colin Murray Boyles. Colin Murray Boyles has 30 points on 11 of 14 shooting. I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, man. Sam Bell said that poor guy's mashed potatoes will remain unsoiled tonight. Yeah. Oh. And so is this a developing trend that we're seeing now with star players just going nuts on Arkansas? Because this is one of the things I said in the preview, like South Carolina doesn't have a Trey Johnson in the backcourt. No, they just have a Trey Johnson in their front court. He goes for 39. Colin Murray Boyles is well on his way to that. So, but that was another thing when Thero went down where I felt like it was something that was going to be real problematic for Arkansas. It's not just being down to 7 bodies, but it's what he does for you defensively. Like he is the defensive matchup for a guy like Boyles, just like he was for Kaluma and some others. I mean, you don't have that. You put a big man on him, he's going to drive right by you. You put a guard on him, and he's going to body you. And it's kind of what we've seen. So like the only semi-logical matchup is, Trevin at the 4, who can move a little bit and maybe play with his length, but he's gotten worked over too. Arkansas is getting beat by more points than they've scored. Yeesh. Slayer says, we eliminated from the tournament. No, but you'll be back in that last 4 in, chatter, which is tough. Chance says, it's all right. Curtis's misery has plenty of company today. Thanks. I am glad that there are a lot of people in here sharing in this disaster. 66-33, getting doubled up in here. Might be the first transition points that we've seen all day from Arkansas. Yeah, Brock says, I know it's not the end of the world to lose this one, but we're going to drop big in bubble talk because of how this game went down. It's, yeah, I mean, it's like with the metrics and everything. And like, yeah, at this point, the sample size is so big that one game, one result doesn't absolutely bottom you out like it probably should. But to your point, like perception does matter. And I was on that soapbox yesterday with some of these other teams on the bubble who've been playing so poorly, like Oklahoma's lost 6 of 7, Texas has lost a bunch of games. And I think it's just better to be the bubble team that's trending in the right direction, playing well, trending upward, as opposed to the other way. Even if they take the whole body of work into consideration when they make these decisions on who's in and who's out, getting just absolutely embarrassed in laughable fashion against a last place team is not going to do you any favors for sure. That's not going to be lost on the selection committee. Arkansas Traveler says these guys don't belong in the tournament. It's fair to think today. Did you feel that way though Wednesday or last Saturday? But I can't argue with you. I mean, like based on this game, I don't know that anybody could look at it and feel otherwise. I feel you. Tyler Vaughn says they've thrown in the towel today. Yeah, I think they're just trying to get this thing over with. I hope they get it over with. And the sooner this is over, the better. I saw somebody mentioning Kentucky getting 20-pieced in Rupp. It looks like that is the case. Well, Auburn figured something out, didn't they? They were, you can't say scuffling because they didn't lose any games, but like Arkansas played them real tight. I think Georgia played them close. They had a handful of games where they looked human, and then they took out some frustrations on Chris Beard and them the other day, and now they're doing the same thing to Mark Pope and the boys. So there you have it. Chance says got his car broken into, but the window still played better defense than us. Too soon, he says. No, that's a good one. Brad Daniel says minus 33 is the worst margin of this century. Is that for real? Ooh. Let's do a how bad is it update. Arkansas did get to 40 points. Maybe I will be right about 50 if they accidentally get there. 11 of 45 from the field, 24%. So they've kind of accidentally angled their way up to the 20% range as a shooting team. John L. Davis's 3 broke that nonsense streak. So the streak lives for those who celebrate that. 1 of 18 Arkansas is from 3-point range in this game. I mean, oh man. 17 or 22 from the free throw line. I mean, that's got to be our biggest takeaway, right? So Arkansas is so good from the line today. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, Shane, you're right, man. He says the cherry on top, back-to-back games that we were someone's career high in scoring. You can't help but laugh and say that's just Arkansas. That's the only. I guess in the preview this morning, I listed out a bunch of reasons why I was confident, and I listed out a bunch of reasons why I was also worried or concerned, or at least had my, like the antennas were up. And one of the things that I said was this would just be a very Arkansas thing to do. I just meant lose, though. Like, that would be a very Arkansas thing to do. I mean, this is not even something Arkansas does, and they drive us nuts all the time. Yeah, Murray Boyles just flexed on him. Man, oh man. Mac says, get Ament and on to portal season, not giving up on Cal, but on to next year. Again, like I know that we have like super emotional reactions to every result. And like I said, I'm not gonna try to talk anybody out of feeling some type of way about what we're watching today, but I'm not gonna do that. I mean, yeah, like get Ament and you'll get your dogs in the portal and fill out this roster and stuff. But it's given where Arkansas was a month ago and where they're at now, even with this, still a lot of meaningful basketball to be played. Like, on to portal season is what South Carolina needs to be saying right now. Like, Arkansas still playing for their NCAA tournament lives. And I promise you, you want to get there. You absolutely want to get there if you can. Are they going to do any damage in there? I don't know. If they don't have a Duke hero, probably not. But I still want them to take care of business here these last couple games and make the dance, man. Let's see. Ben Stone. Ben Stone has climbed high up on my list of chatters. He says, thank you, Curtis. You're a trooper for sitting here and watching this torturous game with us. I don't see how you do it. It's part of the gig. And like I said, it's definitely not lost on me how cool it is that we kind of get to do what we do. And sometimes it's tougher than others, but like you got to embrace that too when things aren't going well for the Razorbacks. That's why I always ask people to like stay locked in, stay tapped in, keep listening and watching even when they're struggling a little bit, because we're going to remain consistent no matter what. Yeah, one of these days we'll be able to do one of these live watch parties and it goes well. When we started with Natty State last year, the first couple of these that we did, just stinkers of games, but then we wound up having some awesome ones down the stretch of the year, even with Arkansas kind of stinking last year. I guess our only other opportunity to do this would be Tuesday night. Maybe a late night stream against Vandy would be fun, but should we do it? We're going to have to take a poll if it's worth it. I love being in here hanging out, but if you guys are going to call it the jinx, we got to reconsider a little bit. Cal looks salted. I bet he's going to have some good one-liners in the presser. Let's see. Heartbroken Hog says, a short rest road game could not come at a worse time for us. Not looking forward to Vandy. Yeah, no, I mean, I feel you. It would have been nice if like had Arkansas played Texas on Tuesday or something, had that extra day. But that's about fitting for the way this game has gone, by the way, for Big Z to just get his shot blocked out to the 3-point line on an inbounds alley-oop. I mean, what? Just a joke, man. I'm not necessarily looking forward to Vandy either, because you're right. It's another short rest road game. So Angel says, I hope we can rebound after this. I do too. And I wonder about, I know John's talked about this a lot when we've been on the show Inside Arkansas Live, but it was after that A&M game when Cal was saying he's got some guys who are fragile. And I wonder if this is what he meant, because then they turn around and they beat Missouri and Texas, and you're like, oh, maybe not. But maybe part of that fragility that he's talking about is when, like there are times where things could go down and it's maybe easy for these guys to lose their confidence, right? I mean, we've seen that at times in some of the struggles that they've had. They've got it down to 22. We've got under 3 minutes left. Z hit a 3 a minute ago. He missed that one. But yeah, I mean, if they could close this game on a 10-0 run or something and just sugarcoat a crap sandwich, then that'd be helpful. But then all you really got to do is put Colin Murray Boyles back in there, and he'll go to work. And there you have it with an and one. Goodness gracious. Dre says, hey, the good news is it can't get worse. It can Tuesday. We'll see. John Doe, you don't think Cal's going to show up to that post-game presser? Like, he's been at every loss this year. I don't know why this one would be any exception. It's usually the wins where he feels like he can get away with it, the late night games. Now, what he will do is he'll hop in there and he'll answer like 3 questions and say, all right, last question, folks. We got to get on the plane. It's cold in Fayetteville. We got to get back. That's what he's good for. He'll keep it short. And the body language on the bench, semi-understandably, not great. We have a Jonas Adu airball corner 3. I mean, how many times are we going to have to put the cherry on top of this complete disaster? Gosh. The 7'2" guy getting his shot blocked out to half court. Your other 7-footer shooting airball corner 3s. Like, can it just be over? Do we need another Colin Murray Boyles bucket to get us? I don't want another stoppage in play. I don't want a review. I don't want any subs. Like, let's just be done with this, man. Goodness gracious. Heartbroken Hog, we appreciate the super chat, buddy. He says, Curtis, a watch party with you might be the only way I can get through the Vandy game. Okay, fair enough. Oh. Yeah, we just need the nighttime vibes back, I think. Westside Jacoby wants to know what the record for air balls is. We got to be close. You might be right. And it's been everything, man. It's been threes, mid-range jumpers, layups. If there was a way to airball a dunk, Arkansas would do it. Josh says almost every player has their airball for the day. That's a fun stat. Yeah, if I wouldn't want to rip my eyeballs out by going back and watching this, I go back and chart it. Man, Porkenstein wants a running clock. Oh, man, y'all are funny. Well, it's almost over, folks. South Carolina's just kind of draining it out here. I'm sure they'll hit one more 3. There it is. So get it back up there closer to 30, 72-46. Just oh. All right. Well, we're gonna start winding this one down. Now, remember, we will go live for the post-game show. We'll end the stream. We'll go live for the post-game show. Hop in there with me. I won't keep you too long, but I'm really going to be leaning on you guys and your reactions and your chats, because that's what we're going to get to, because there ain't a whole heck of a lot for me to say about this, but it's a sponsored show, so we've got to do it. Oh, man. Carter Knox going to the free throw line. I don't want to see free throws. Like, just run the clock. We got to get over with this. 25-point game. I guess we were right when we said South Carolina is the best last place team in the country. Now, we're on alert here at the very end. Arkansas's at 48 points with under a minute left. It'd be huge if they can get to 50. It's tremendous defense by Big Z. Still getting after it here late. Hey, 50 points. And they're playing faster right now than they have the entire game, so that's cool. All right. Jonas Adu with a steal. Yeah, I mean, I just really appreciate the effort here. Of course, a 3 from Carter Knox to get it under 20. Your final score, South Carolina 72, Arkansas 53. That's rough. All right. I'm wrapping this thing up, and give me about 3 minutes here and we'll get the post-game show started. Hop over there, throw your comments in there. Let's get to your reaction, and let's get in and out as quickly as we can, because I don't want to relive this game too much longer. And Chance, appreciate you for the super chat, my man. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.